Listen to Rangers, welcome to the Geek Chest. My name's Steve.
My name's Arnes.
And today we're going over one of the, if not the best, kaiju movies of them all, the Heisei Gamera 2.
Or his opinion, at least.
This came out in 1996, also known as Gamera 2, Advent of Legion, Attack of Legion. There's quite a few names for this one.
Oh, there's a lot of names, trust me. I looked last night. Oh.
Yep, and we're also not going to really have any video footage in this one, just because since it's my personal favorite kaiju movie, if you guys haven't seen it, just go watch it.
Yeah, trust me, just watch it. It'll be easier.
Then we don't have a whole lot of time to really set up this review because I'm trying to do a bunch of reviews on Super, so video editing, blah 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 blah. We're just gonna leave it out of this one. So eventually we might do a more thorough analysis. For right now, this is just our opinion on the film, especially since Arnes just watched this one.
Yeah, I just finished it last night.
Also, for this review, spoilers. Spoilers abound. We're just talking about this movie
because we love this movie.
Yeah, so if you guys haven't seen it, I'm sorry. If you guys didn't know, this is a sequel to Gamera Guardian of the Universe, where an asteroid hits the Earth. Asteroid brings with it insect bugs that try to make flowers out of nothing.
Yeah, that was a weird part.
And Gamera has to stop them.
Okay, so one quick thing about this movie is what I did not understand, but I kind of did. Is, okay, I get it. Asteroid falls, bugs go out, build a flower, to send out a next wave to the next planet. Why is Gamera so against that? They're just...
Well, because if the thing fully erupts, it's like a nuclear bomb, so it literally wastes that area. And then if the bugs spread, that's more nukes going off. So it's going to destroy the Earth and mankind, and Gamera is all
But they only want to plant one flower, man. They failed 3 times, but they only want one flower.
Yeah, that one flower. They're not going to make another one.
Yeah.
And destroy the Earth, and Gamera is definitely opposed to that. Gamera is pretty much our Captain Planet of the Kaijus.
Yeah, he is, actually.
He's a hero, spreading pollution down to zero.
No, Steve.
So for this film, I adore this movie. I love the plot, I love the Kaijus. Man, this should be at the end of the review, but whatever. The plot is super sweet. It's kind of like a mix between Godzilla vs. Destroya, Starship Troopers in a little bit of a sense, and the original Gamera movie, or Gamera Guardian of the Universe, I should say.
No, it's the original.
It is for me. As much as I appreciate the show run, these Heisei ones are so much better, though.
Oh, my favorite part of this movie is when he does the beam. He opens it up, and he just blows Gamera's shoulder, and you just see, the damage. And, when he stabs into it, there's just that green blood. Best part about this movie, dude, is the effects, at least, in my opinion.
Yes, but we'll get to the full-blown effect part in this section because we're at the plot right now. But this movie is pretty original for the Gamera series because usually when we get aliens from space in these movies, they come in on a spaceship, they need to take over the world for some reasons or another. This one's just it's just what the alien bugs do. They come in on, well, technically it's an asteroid, but the asteroid moves, so I'm assuming it's just when Legion hit the ground, it just kind of went and did its own thing. But I always thought that was really cool. It was also neat to see a lot more of a military presence in this one, especially with the subway sequence.
I like how the military actually helps out in this one. They weren't so useless, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because Gamera really wouldn't have won the final fight if it wasn't for the military intervention.
Well, even when the thing tries flying away and they shoot those wings and damage it, before it plants the thing, it was still helpful in some sense,
Yeah, it's just cool to see, everybody have, their own purpose in this movie. We're just not relying on Gamera to save the day in this one.
Gamera or the girl. Gamera! God, I hate that girl.
We need that little tie-in. She had the little rock.
I hate that girl so much.
I think she was fine.
She serves, no purpose except, every, 20 minutes in that movie. Gamera! The next scene... Gamera! I was like, really?
So true.
It feels like there's that unnecessary love and she's in love with Gamera or something.
Well, who wouldn't? He's the most awesome kaiju ever.
At least it's not kids, I guess.
Also, he's a turtle. His penis is the size of his body.
Okay, you got me on that one. I get it. Okay, I'm sorry. I will never question that part again.
I win, victory.
This is where you needed just a clip of a turtle, Steve.
Yes, just right there. I'm not. I'm sorry. That's some information I learned from YouTube. That I need to impart on other people. Another thing that really works about the story, too, is that it still ties in very nicely with Gamera Guardian of the Universe. Where they took the movie in a little bit of a different direction than we had with the first Gamera movie from the Heisei series. where he's trying to defeat the Gaos, and we're trying to get a little bit of a backstory. Well, this one's just having to deal with the legions. But yet, there's still some tie-ins to the original movie, and the same with the next one ties into this one a little bit.
I like how like people are still trying to rebuild the city from the Gauss and everything, and then this just happened. Just destroys it again, and then this one moves on to the next city, destroys the next one, and it moves on to the next one and destroys the next one. Destruction is amazing in this movie too.
And it's also nice to see too with this film where we actually have some semblance of the Showa Gamera films, where Gamera actually isn't very successful at beating Legion his first few fights. While when the first movie he's fighting Gauss is pretty much the underdog in all the fights except for the last one. And even then, it's still debatable at that sense.
No, in that one, he was just destroying them, dude. It was no battle. In this one, he gets his butt whooped.
Yeah, like the first time he has the little legions start attacking him and piling up on him, he gets injured. Next time he gets stopped by Legion, the adult queen. That thing just wrecks his day, and then he still ends up getting exploded by the mushroom.
He was like, "Urgh, urgh, urgh." He's just all impaled. "Argh!" And then it just happens. Whoosh, pops up, special beam cannon right through him.
Fire! And then we get the nuke that goes off in the city from the flower, and then he gets obliterated by that thing.
I didn't understand that part. Like, he eats fire. Nuke creates technically fire. Shouldn't have he ate someone that survive? I mean,
well, he's still getting hit by the force of the explosion. It's still gonna suck. The flames eventually revive him because they're taking out. Like he's getting the mana from the earth. Another thing I really like about this movie too is that it tries to tie in a little bit of a horror element into it with the subway sequence, where you have the little legions attacking the people on the sub, and the troopers have to come in and actually try to extract people from the subway station.
I think this whole movie was actually trying to be more of a horror than actual, action film, to me at least.
Well, it's even like Gamera Guardian of the Universe. That one even has a little bit of horror elements with the Gauss actually eating people.
Yeah, that's what I mean. All three of these movies I think are going to be horror, which I'm actually looking forward to.
Yeah, because these are definitely more for a mature adult audience. Not saying it's rated R, but the older you are, the more you'll probably appreciate this movie.
Yeah, definitely.
That is just, I love that subway sequence. It's probably, next to the kaiju fights, is probably my favorite thing. I also like, too, how they get Legion's names derived from the Bible. Or, I am Legion for we are many.
That was the weird part.
Yeah, it threw me off when I was a kid. I'm like, wait, what? It works. Now we'll move on to the costumes, which first we have Gamera, which is definitely an improvement over the one we had in the previous film. This is my favorite of the Gamera suits.
Go ahead, and I'll tell you what I thought about the suit.
But I think he's really cool. He's kind of like a fusion between the Showa Gamera and Guyver. You guys ever seen Guyver, the bio-boosted armor? He kind of takes a lot of things from that with the elbow blades that extend, and he uses them for attacking, and his chest can open up to shoot Kamehameha waves.
That part was freaking amazing. He's summoning, and then he's like, ah! Like when his chest opened and that thing came out, that looked freaking amazing. I like the whole thing. How I left the indent in the earth and it just smoked the guy. Everything.
Yeah, and then his eyes are rolled in the back of his head too while he's firing that thing, and then Legion just gets obliterated.
But then another thing. Well, for every positive, there's always something negative. When he fights the Legion the first time, and there's that scene where there's the helicopter, right? And you can just see Gamera's foot, and every time he steps down, you can see that it's a really, really bad part of the costume, because you can see the human's foot inside of the costume, because the costume moves to the side, and you can just see everything. That's one of the parts that caught my eye, and I really didn't like it.
I never really noticed that, other than if anything for Gamera is when they go to the CG sequences for Gamera.
Oh, God.
That's probably the worst thing. Granted, it's 1996.
Yeah.
So I give it a little bit of slack, but especially watching nowadays, if you watch this movie on Blu-ray, it stands out like a sore thumb because you see the suit. Suit looks gorgeous. It's some of my favorite suits in all of kaiju movies because it's one of those. He seems very believable.
Yeah.
Kind of like the dinosaurs from Jurassic Park in a sense. Not as much, but still I see it on screen. I believe that it's a giant monster. But when you see the CG. It's kind of like a bad PS2 game. Possibly 360 Colonial Marines graphics.
Whoa. Colonial Marines was not that bad. It was so horrible when they climb on top of them and it's a CGI. That looked so bad. That took me so much out of the moment because I was so into the movie, and then the Legion start climbing all over his body and kicks into the CGI, and I was like, oh, come on. Please don't do this.
So that's definitely the worst part about the Gamera suit is actually when it's not a suit. What I also like with the suit too is that he's very emotional. Plus, like with the eyes, like you can tell when Gamera's in pain, when he's angry, like with the eyes moving and twitching, and
he feels a lot of pain in this movie.
Oh yeah, especially like the exploding of his shell and everything. Gamera takes a beating in this one.
Oh god, when he gets impaled, like that goes through his stomach and you can see it pushing on the back of his shell.
And then we have the legions, which we had the little soldiers and then the adult queen, which for the little guys are awesome. I'm sad that I don't own a figure of them.
Little guys are freaking amazing. I gotta give you that one.
Yeah, they're definitely one of my favorite aliens in cinema, next to the arachnids and the xenomorphs. That would be the legions. Like, that's how sweet they are in this. Because for the most part, a lot of, like, Godzilla aliens, I really enjoy them, but would I say that they are up there with some of the classic aliens from all the movies?
Whoa. You gotta take that back right now. You cannot tell me you did not like the roach aliens.
My point exactly.
I'm sorry.
This one, I love how they're jet black. Insectile aliens are always the coolest looking. Henceforth why I like the xenomorph and the arachnids from Starship Troopers. It's also cool that they would like use oxygen to help farm the plants.
And they really, really love electricity for some odd reason.
Yeah, they get attracted to it. It was just cool. Like, I even like how they moved around, which is pretty impressive for one of these movies too.
Yeah, one of the cool things is when like actually goes into the scene, like where you see through their eyes, you know, and everything's like pretty much red except electricity is blue. So they'd be like, ooh, follow.
Pretty. And then we have Mother Legion.
And
Big Bad Mama Jamma.
And this is where this movie lost me, people.
But it's one of my favorite kaijus of all time.
That thing was hideous. It made no sense to me whatsoever. Look at this, people. What is this?
It's a giant alien insect.
It made no sense to me whatsoever.
With crab arms.
And like the favorite part is from this thing is when the first scene kicks in, like first battle, you know, and you defeats Gamera, goes away, and it's like, it just goes into the ground.
But yeah, it can dig and it can fly. It does everything. And it's pretty much one giant beam fest of a kaiju.
Yes, it is.
But I still like, too, that in this movie, it doesn't follow the same tropes as the Heisei films where you just see, like, Godzilla shoots his beam, all the monster shoots his beam, there's some missiles flying around, some more beams, 1-2 punch, more beams, fight's over with. While this way, even, like, this giant monstrosity of a kaiju still gets in some melee action.
Oh. And there is a lot of melee with that thing, dude. I'm telling you.
Yeah, so that even the beam effects I thought were amazing, where it could open up its horn to do the beam cannon. And then even like when it gets broken off, they become whips, so they're even more powerful.
That was a weird thing. What was that? Somebody please explain.
I don't even understand what happened. You just go with it. You're just like, oh, cool. He gets weaker, and now he's more powerful. I don't understand, but whatever. And he can even shoot the little soldier legions out of its stomach.
I love that part.
Oh, it's so sweet. And it's just the design for it is fantastic.
I still think it's weird.
It's one of those things, though, that I guess I can see a little bit of a complaint for this kaiju. Is when you see the soldiers, they don't look a whole lot like the Mother Legion.
Mm-mm.
Other than they're just both insectile and they're kind of like elongated. But they're jet black, they have a cyclopean eye. Well, this guy definitely has a face, 2 eyes, a ton of extra little arms. Yeah, because it can even use them as it can make barriers out of these to deflect the plasma balls. It was probably, I would say, one of the most intimidating looking kaijus in the series. If not the next to Iris.
Alright, so, which brings up my next question. If Gamera has that huge beam in his stomach that can destroy him, what can stand up to that?
He can't do that all the time.
He can do it when he gets angry, I guess.
Well, no, because what that ability derives from is it takes mana from the earth.
Yeah.
And the earth only has so much.
I know, but still though, what can stand up to that? We've seen what it does. Like, what's the next monster that can stand up to that thing?
Well, he can't do it in the next one, so if the monster is this powerful but he can't do it, he's gonna have a problem.
If I was dying, I sure as hell would use it.
Well, you can't use it if you don't have. It's like a shotgun. You don't have don't have the ammo for it. Shotgun's awesome, but you can't fire it. So
I'll turn that blunt side around and start beating people with it.
Just improvise it.
Yeah.
Oh, don't worry. Gamera 3, he improvises. But yeah, no, this is one of my favorites. I want the X Plus that's coming out for this year so bad. Problem
That thing
is,
has an X Plus coming out.
yes. I don't want to talk about it
I
because
can
it's
see the
CP
price
expensive.
of that thing.
Because it matches the 25 centimeter Gamera that, or is it 30? It's huge. But I want it so bad. And then finally we'll move on to the special effects, which is, I gotta say, it's hard. It's between this one and the third one having the best special effects in the series, and even out of all the Kaiju movies we've seen so far. Because Gamera 3's looks really good, but I think there's just, other than the Gamera CG sequences, everything else in this movie looks awesome.
The beams, the fireballs, everything looks fantastic. It's just when Gamera's in CGI, that's the worst part.
And you're just like, like those sequences are definitely better in Gamera 3, but I think there's just more to appreciate in this movie than what we saw in Gamera 3.
Like, even like the CGI when like the Legion digs in the ground, as funny as that was, it was still really decent, you know?
Yeah, like it doesn't take you out of it.
Yeah.
If anything, you're like, how the hell does that thing move underground?
But then when it just like, I just still can't get over that part when the Legions climb on top of him. That looked so bad.
It's meh.
That is the biggest downfall of this movie, was that part.
But to make up for that, you get Legion with a crap ton of special moves. Gamera even displays a decent amount of moves in this one. The military looks good. The props look good. The smaller Legion costumes look awesome. Even when they're just like hanging on the electrical wires and just getting zapped, it's fine.
That was funny.
I liked it. It's also impressive too, just to see all the wanton destruction that happens with the cities look really good. Even on the kaijus themselves. Like when Gamera was destroying that mushroom thingy, it's believable that that's actually a giant plant when he's taking it out. Because even like when he's lifting it up, like it uproots the roots on the ground.
He destroys a half a city just by doing that. When he pulls the roots out.
Which is awesome. Gamera takes a ton of damage in this movie, and it shows. It's not like,
ow.
Yeah, when like part of the shell is exploding, you have Legion where it loses its front horns for its beam.
But he gets better when he loses that.
Yeah, it's not like Gamera. Gamera's like, I hurt, and Legion's like, how dare you? So in the end, Gamera having a Legion, awesome film. Go watch it if you haven't watched it. If you have watched it, is it your favorite Gamera movie? Because it sure is mine.
This one is definitely such an upgrade from the last one. And I definitely enjoyed that they took out the whole child part of Gamera and put in blood and violence. It completely goes with Gamera. So worth it. Great job, you guys.
Yep, and let us know in the comment section below what you guys thought of Gamera 2. And help us defeat this kaiju by hitting that like button. Subscribe, become a ranger today. See you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.